Hey everybody, Jeff here, Aromatics. So I've been working on my smoke shed a little bit, so it's coming along. I have some of my pipes hanging up here with my sign that I got made up by piping artist Steph. Over here I'm hoping to get, I have another little plaque where I'm going to maybe put some cigar bands and some more cigar related stuff, so this area will be good for doing my pipe tobacco reviews as well as my cigar reviews. Anyway, the weather has been really beautiful. It's like an Indian summer going on here. It's like 10 degrees or more higher, warmer than it usually is for this type of year. So fantastic day to come out here, sit in my shed, which I've got insulated now pretty much, except for behind me there, as well as I got a heater, a TV, Chromecast. So this is my new little hideout for the cooler weather. So anyway, while I'm out here, I have been smoking this one tobacco a lot lately, and I figured it would be a great time to review it and even do a comparison. And that tobacco is Germain's Rich Dark Flake, which was graciously given to me by Stonehaven Minstrel, along with some other fantastic tobaccos. Thanks so much again. I've really been enjoying it lately now that the weather's been cooler. I did want to do a review of it earlier in the year, but it wasn't the time for this tobacco. This is a Burley weather tobacco, like fall cooler weather, so it's been smoking great for me, and it's a great time to smoke it. Also, I want to compare it to Stonehaven by Esoterica, which it has been compared to quite a few times by a lot of people, and I figured I'd smoke the two back to back and give you my thoughts on that. So I have been smoking the Rich Dark Flake earlier today and yesterday, and then right now I have some Stonehaven in my homemade poker right there. It smokes this tobacco fantastic. It's just a really short bowl, so the tobacco is it never really gets, by the time it starts to get wet or the dottle starts to build up, it's already done. So you're always getting a nice fresh tasting tobacco. So yes, Stonehaven is in here right now. I'll refresh my memory on that, and then I'll fill up my pipe with some of the Rich Dark Flake and give you my comparisons. So both tobaccos are Virginia Burleys, and they're topped with a treacle / molasses type of topping. I'm not really sure what the difference is, or they might even be the same, treacle and molasses. So if anyone knows the difference, you can leave it down in the comments. So smell-wise, in the tin, first of all, I'll show you the flakes here. They're both flakes. One is a little bit looser, and it might just be because it fell apart on its own, but I do think that the Stonehaven's a little bit of a lighter, softer flake, whereas the Rich Dark Flake seems to be a little bit more crusty and just stiffer. I think there's a more cooked on topping. Wow, the smell in the tin is very like burnt molasses. It's just coated with it has that feeling of they just put molasses on it and just cooked it right in there, pressed it, baked it. So really dark and rich, just like it says. And it also smells like Virginia Burley, like what you would expect underneath of that. Kind of hay and earth and maybe a little bit floral. So okay, the Stonehaven basically smells pretty much the same, a little bit more floral, a little bit lighter, a little bit sweeter, but the Stonehaven I have is from 2013, so it's aged really well, whereas this is right fresh. So, let me light up my pipe. Let's refresh my memory on Stonehaven. It's been a long time since I've had it. So right on the first light, you get that same flavor as the Rich Dark Flake, a burnt molasses, like burnt sugar, crystallized, sugary, but dark and rich. The tobacco itself is very, very mellow, very light. I have to really be focused, and my taste buds have to be pretty alert for this blend. But when it's on, it's on. So you got that molasses topping, which stands out the most. Underneath of that, you get that Virginia Burley Although this does seem to be, the Stonehaven seems to be a little bit more burly forward. There's a little bit more of a slight nuttiness to it. So okay, I'll finish smoking this, and I'll fill my pipe up with some rich dark flake, and I'll be back in a little bit. Let you know what I think of it and how it compares to Stonehaven. Stay tuned. Alright, I'm back. I have my bowl packed with some rich dark flake now. I finished off the Stonehaven, and it was a glorious experience, I'll tell you that. Very good stuff. So they're very similar, and I don't know if they were the same. It'd still be hard to compare because of the age on the Stonehaven. But the differences that I do pick up is the Stonehaven seems to have a little more burley in it. Actually, it really reminds me of, they both remind me, especially the Stonehaven, of either half and half, like, or even something like Peterson's Irish Flake, where you have two tobaccos where they play off each other. The half and half, say you've got the bright Virginias and then the Burleys, and then you got the toppings, and that you just get one or the other. Like you're getting a nice catch in the back of your throat from the Burleys, and then all of a sudden you get that smooth. Where in the case of say half and half, I get that bright Virginia, like a hay flavor, and then you always have that topping that kind of either gets, it's always there, but it either comes out more or less. And this is the same. You get, whereas Stonehaven, you get more of 50-50. You really get those Burleys, just that kind of smoky taste that makes you almost like you can really feel it. And then you got the Virginias. This one, the Rich Dark Flake, seems to be quite a bit more Virginia forward in the way that you don't really get as much of that burly hit. Most of the time you're tasting a bready, kind of reminds me of a brown bread and some cardboard flavors. That's the main flavor that you're getting tobacco-wise. And then, of course, you always have that dark burnt molasses going on over top of that. And every once in a while, you'll get a lot of smoke, and all of a sudden you can tell that Burley is starting to kick in. And then it goes back to more of those Virginia flavors. That's the main difference I get. They're both really good. If you gulp, or if you can really get that smoke in the back of your throat, that's when you really taste that molasses. Not really sweet, more of like a rich, like if you've ever had like a Cinnabon, where it's so rich that you almost have to have a cup of coffee with it. This is kind of like that. It actually does go really good with a coffee. Every time you take a sip, and then you go back to the pipe, it just, those flavors pop again. Great tobaccos. I wish it was more widely available. But as it is, a really great treat. Something to, if you're like me and you only have, one tin of the Rich Dark Flake and just probably an ounce left of the Stonehaven, you just really make sure that you savor every minute of it. And yeah, what else can I say? Good stuff. Thanks again, Minstrel. I'm really enjoying this. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that today. I'm gonna sit back and finish enjoying this this fine tobacco, and I hope you guys have a great day. So until my next review, I'll see you then. Aromatics signing out.